it has more one right now.
Spurred on by Carter's dramatic homer, the Mets charged ahead, embarking on a wave of one-run wins.
Here comes Mookie. He makes a great diving catch.
Well hit to left field. Back goes Cedeno. Home run! Gary Carter hits another one. Way back! This ball might be out of here. Home run, Darryl Strawberry, and the Mets win their fourth consecutive one-run ball game. Oh, baby!
If everything was okay for the Mets after 4 games, things were even better after 5, as Dwight Gooden struck out 10 Reds to give the Mets their 5th straight win at home. All that winning was good news for the Mets field general, Davy Johnson, who proved to be a respected teacher and brilliant tactician in just his 2nd year with the Mets. For that, Johnson was rewarded with a new 3-year contract at the end of a year that saw his leadership and mettle tested often, including a memorable game against the Pirates in late April.
Deep left field, way back, a grand slam home run.
Strawberry's first inning grand slammer was only the beginning of a remarkable day.
Breaking ball off of Carter's glove, the throw! Out and home! What a play by Jesse Orozco and Gary Carter!
While the battle raged on, Johnson plotted a strategy, which included moving Rusty Staub around the outfield to keep him out of the line of fire. Well, almost.
Rusty Staub over there, and he makes the catch. Rusty Staub.
Staub's catch was only one highlight of the Mets' 18-inning win that day. But from then on, fortunes turned sour as injuries hit the Mets hard. Bruce Bereni, who had figured to be the Mets' 3rd starter, was lost for the season with an injured shoulder, while Darryl Strawberry went down for a ball in early May and missed 7 weeks with a damaged thumb. Then there was Mookie Wilson, whose shoulder injury kept him in and out of the lineup for months, and rookie Roger McDowell, who hobbled around for 2 weeks on an injured ankle, compounding the Mets' most troubled time of the year.
I was lost, double course, with my hand behind my back. I was long time hurt and thrown in the dirt, shoved out on the railroad track. I've been used, abused, and so confused, and I didn't have no words.
On June 11th, the Mets really ran into trouble when they found themselves ambushed in Philadelphia. And when the game was over, there was no escaping the reality of the Mets' worst defeat ever.
Oh, here's another shot. Where's this going to wind up? Now, right on out of here. A grand slam home run. His 2nd homer of the inning.
You talk about a picture saying 1,000 words. What a long night for Davy Johnson and the Mets.
And a record-setting game comes to a conclusion.
Dateline, New York, where everyone's wondering if the Mets can come back from that bombardment in Philly. We'll know soon enough. With fresh troops on the way, the Mets are hoping to turn things around. Up from the minors, there's speedy Lenny Dykstra, who's helping out with Mookie Wilson hurt. On the pitcher's mound, Ed Lynch, back as a starter, has 6 straight wins. And here's Danny Heat, who's hitting homers and filling in for Darryl Strawberry in right. Yes, folks, the dream is still alive in Queens, thanks to shortstop Rafael Santana, who's on his way to playing the most games as a Mets shortstop since the legendary Bud Harrelson. And second baseman Little Wally Backman, who has turned himself into one of the game's best defensive players. The Mets have regrouped. Yes, folks, they are indeed back in the race.
For the Mets, back in the race meant a crucial mid-June meeting with the Chicago Cubs, and a rivalry that by now had taken on all the characteristics of something from another sport.
It's almost like a championship fight.
Out for the first, atmosphere's heavy. World title lays on the line. Strong and proud, he is much older. I'm the faster, I'm in my prime. Third round late, he starts to tire. Open cut over his left eye. Smelling blood, attack is relentless. In the box seats, I see his girl cry. Crying, no mercy, no quarter, no place to hide from the other man. Left and right never came in order. No mercy, take it while you can now. No mercy, take it while you can. Take it up,
show the Cubs no mercy in their four-game sweep, and a record four-game series crowd of over 172,000 people were there to see it. The Mets were winning, and the fans were having fun, dancing to the Curly Shuffle, the team's good luck charm throughout the year.
When me and my friends go out of town, we can't sit still, we can't sit down. We don't like to fight and we don't like to scuffle, but we dance all night doing the Curly Shuffle. Hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo. Well, yuck, 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 yuck. What is he? What is he? No, we ain't never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the Curly Shuffle.
While their fans shuffled, the Mets continued their march to first place in Atlanta with the Star-Spangled Extravaganza that began on July 4th, but didn't finish until July 5th. Thanks to Howard Johnson's two-run homer, the Mets took the lead in the top of the 13th, but they quickly blew that one, and then another with 2 outs in the 18th.
And he enters the deep left. He goes back. It is gone. Holy cow! Oh my goodness! I don't believe it! I don't believe it! Look him! Look him! That certifies this game as the wackiest, wildest, most improbable game in history.
Just when everyone must have been wondering if they were trapped in a bad dream, the Mets rallied to take the lead for good with 5 runs in the top of the 19th. And then hung on down the stretch as Ron Darling made the first relief appearance of his career to cap off a 16-13 Met win at 5-4 in the morning. The Mets' longest night was not only a morale booster for the entire team, it was also a personal showcase for Keith Hernandez, who hit for the cycle and continued on to be named the National League's Player of the Month in July. After a slow start, Keith finished the year with an average of .309 and a Major League record 24 game-winning RBI. There was no other way to put it. When the game was on the line, Keith was a warrior.
Talk to me. Your eyes touch me physically. Stay with me. Take the night as I shall taste another bite.
Once again, in 1985, Keith also excelled in the field and won his 8th straight Gold Glove Award to cap off a typical Hernandez year.
Where it's time for baseball to call a ceasefire to the pennant wars. This year's side of the All-Star game, the Metrodome, and the Mets are well represented. Gary Carter is injured, but pitcher Ron Darling is here. And so, of course, is the incomparable Dwight Gooden. Then there's Darryl Strawberry, the National League starting right fielder, who singles in the first inning. And much to the delight of Met fans young and old, Strawberry steals second and helps the Nationals win yet again.
With the color and excitement now back, the Mets welcome the healing of Darryl Strawberry's thumb and his return to everyday play. After the All-Star break, Strawberry came on to hit 21 of his career-high 29 home runs and gave Met fans a taste of just how many he might have hit if he'd been healthy when he homered 3 times in a game against the Cubs on August 5th.
Here's Strawberry on the drive. Way back. Another one. Holy cow. His 3rd home run of the day. And they're waving the flag of surrender.
In 1985, opposing teams waved the flag of surrender when it came to the Mets pitching staff. One reason was Ron Darling, who matured tremendously in just his 2nd full Major League season. On the year, Darling established several career highs, including 16 wins and 167 strikeouts, while losing only 6 times. A big hand, too, for some other Mets starters, like Sid Fernandez, who struck out 180 batters in just 170 innings and won 9 times after coming up to the Mets in May. And just when it looked like the Mets pitching had gone to the dogs, rookie right-hander Rick Aguilera came up from the minors to win his first game on June 12th and finished with 10 big wins and an ERA of 3.24. Flexibility was a Met trademark out of the bullpen in '85. Rookie Roger McDowell was sensational as both a long relief man and a stopper, as he won 6 games and saved 17. Fortunately for the Mets, McDowell wasn't the only first-rate pitcher they had in the bullpen. Jesse Orozco tied McDowell for the team lead in saves with 17 of his own and pitched in with 8 wins as well. However, there was little the pitching staff could do to match the excitement generated by Dwight Gooden, who was without a doubt the most awesome weapon in the Mets pitching arsenal. Gooden led the league in 6 pitching categories, including wins with 24, strikeouts with 268, and an ERA of 1.53. At one point, Dwight went 3 months and 14 straight wins without a loss, and became the youngest pitcher ever to win 20 games. Simply put, every time Gooden pitched, everyone stopped to watch.
There's something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Great deep ball, see you later.
What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and a carrying sign. Mostly say hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop now. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop.
great United States of America. The Mets hit the coast and mount a major offensive, which they hope will lead them to the pennant. First stop on the West Coast swing takes us clear across the country to the city by the bay, San Francisco, where Mets first baseman Keith Hernandez hits a pinch hit homer with 1 out in the 9th inning to give the Mets a come-from-behind 4-3 win. Those are some happy ball players. Next stop, down the beautiful Pacific coast to sunny San Diego, where Gary Carter hits 5 homers in 2 days, including 3 in 1 game alone, and drives in 10 runs as the Mets sweep a 3-game series. From San Diego, it's just a short hop to Los Angeles, where Mookie Wilson returns to the lineup and hits a game-winning extra inning homer to keep the Mets right in the thick of the Eastern Division race.
One reason why the Mets stayed in the race was Gary Carter. Playing with various injuries throughout the year, Carter still managed to hit a career-high 32 homers and became only the second Met ever to drive in 100 runs. But it was down the stretch that Gary really proved his worth to the Mets when he was named the National League's Player of the Month for September and showed over and over that there was no messing with the kid.
Greetings from New York City! What's this out here? There's a whole lot of talk. When people say they try to put the kid in. Yeah. Tell me what you did. Call it what you want. I call it listen to kid. Now, it's hot. That's hot on the page. I say what I'm
In 1985, there was no messing with the Mets either. And by the middle of September, the battle lines for the Eastern Division fight were clearly drawn. And as the two opposing generals looked on, it didn't take too long for the first shot to be fired. If this was going to be a war, then the Mets clearly not about to back down. Howard Johnson led the first assault.
Let's go!
Johnson's first inning blast came on the heels of George Foster's Sherman and gave them that lead they never relinquished. But while it looked to many that the Cardinals had indeed been laid to rest, there turned out to be plenty of fight left in the Redbirds as John Tudor pitched to shut out the next night to beat the Mets 1-0. But the next day, the Mets doubled their assault. Led by Darryl Strawberry, the Mets jumped out to a quick 6-0 lead. But the Cardinals came back strong. Finally, in the ninth, Willie McGee tied the game at 6. But as Davey Johnson looked on in the bottom of the inning, Keith Hernandez came up with Mookie Wilson on second.
Base hit that field. Here comes Wilson. Coleman picked him up and the Mets win 7-6. The Mets are in first place by game.
Unfortunately for the Mets, their short lead over the Cards proved to be short-lived, as St. Louis won 14 of its next 16 games to take a 3-game lead over the Mets with just 6 games to play. But three of those games were with the Cardinals in St. Louis, where the Mets faced the unenviable task of sweeping the Cards at home. The 95 wins the Mets had up to this point were virtually meaningless. One more loss and they were through.
It's like a World Series atmosphere, to say the least.
These teams playing for all marbles. You'll see that throughout the course of the series.
In the series first game, all eyes were on pitchers Ron Darling and John Tudor, and both were more than ready to meet the challenge. Especially Darling, who just might have said the best game of his life or the biggest game of his life. Darling matched shutout innings with Tudor all night long. And when they both finally called it a night, Davey Johnson brought out his big gun.
The Mets have 36 home runs in the last 34 games. And they can use one tonight.
Titanic home run propelled the Mets to a 1-0 win. But the fight wasn't over just yet. The next night, White Gooden was his typical self, keeping the Cardinals off balance most of the evening, as the Mets took a seemingly safe lead over St. Louis, going into the bottom half of the ninth inning.
Two-base hit. McGee scored the tying run. Pass ball Two down, one to go.
The Mets were now just a win away from tying up the pennant race. But the Mets never reached the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The Cardinals shut down their pennant hopes, winning the final game of the series 4-3. The Mets obviously had nothing to be ashamed of in St. Louis. Never once did they give up. Never once did they surrender. And that spirit of defiance recognized by the Shea Stadium fans on the next to last day of the year, when the Mets saluted, even if their dreams ended. The next day, the Mets saluted their 2.75 million fans for setting up time New York City attendance record, recognizing just how much their support meant to this fine team. A fitting conclusion to a year filled with memories that will last forever.
The Mets are still the talk of the town. First up, salute to an award winner. White Good, the youngest ever to win a Cy Young. And in 86, he'll have some help from pitcher Bob Ojeda, who comes from New York from Boston. And infielder Tim Tupple, who'll help out Wally Backman at second. Doug Siss will be back in 86. So will Bruce Perenni. And Mookie Wilson, too, who just might lead the Mets to the pennant. That's it for this year, folks. Watch us in 86 and see baseball like it used to be.
1985 was truly a year to remember for the Mets. They played hard every day and kept the vow they made to their fans at the beginning of the year that they would never surrender. 47 as a right-handed